Welcome to the season finale of Michelle Lyons' Journey in Womanhood. Today, I am your guest host, Bootsy Vegas. I decided to take over. I know normally this is ladies first, but today it's going to be ladies first, along with her new unofficial little brother. Today, we celebrate the queen, co-pastor, Michelle Lyons. Ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you the amazing, the incomparable, for the next 7 to at least 10 minutes, DJ BlackBerri. Ladies first on the DJs, ladies first on the commentary. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ BlackBerri.
Yo, Herb, take it from the top. 1, 2. My mic sound nice. Check 1. My mic sound nice. Check 2. My mic sound nice. Check 3. Are you ready to rock, y'all? Until the beat, y'all. I keep on and you don't stop. Rocking on. Keep rocking on. Queen on the mic. And it's true when I say that the Pepper MC is here to stay. And you know, if I was a book, I would sell. Cause every curve on my body got a story to tell. Yeah, word 'em up. Word 'em up. Cause I'm so fly. Nobody can deny the girl hasn't been born that can deal with I need. Sign the D. Undoubtedly, yes. No need to be dressed. I'm fresh to the flesh, yet so tough. You know it is a must now. So get on the mic and tell them why you go. Cause I'm on, yes, I'm O.I. I'm so damn old. Like the grass hopper hopping on the morning lawn. Like the needle on the record when it plays a song. Like little boy blue blowing on his horn. And you know I got to be on. MC's rocking and shocking, but it won't last. Folks on the mic and I'm kicking ass. Need no question, I tell no lies. It's just a little warning, a word to the wise. You've been hoping and scoping, laying and praying. But on the bottom is where you're staying. Yo, I thought you understood. You're not related to me, so you can never be good. I know you come from Babylon. You know why? Cause you're a Babylon MC. You babble on my microphone about what you wish, but could never be. So please don't tell me how you're gonna rock. Don't brag about the things that you ain't got. Don't feed me lines, cause now I'm full. My cow just died. I don't need your bull. Yo, turn my mic up a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2. I thanks.
Hey, watch out, cause I'm coming for you. Well, baby girl, KK, tell me what you do. I said I come from DC, you can't see me. Hey, Chucky B, let them know what I used to say. I would never, not in my days, ever change my ways. Too good at getting away with all them games I played. Smooth walker, slick talker, anything I did. Get out of a jam quicker than MacGyver, you did. Shit, I think I'm sprung now. I seen a dude uptown who makes me want to settle down and have his fun now. He might be the one now. I can't explain it myself. I let my daddy Chuck Brown give you the rundown.
I was driving in my car one day. I saw a sexy lady walk my way. A banging body and a pretty face. So I whispered in her ear and said, I really love your style and your dress so fly, yo. I love to see your pretty face in my show. I've been around the world from London to Chicago, but I ain't never met a girl like you. Shorty, you could look into my eyes. Said she heard I was a crazy guy. Hit and run the Georgie Porgy tide. You like to kiss the girls and make them cry. I told her don't believe the hype, cause I'm cool. Enough about me, let's talk about you. I wanna get to know you and make you my boo. It's all on you, baby, as you say. Yeah. Come on. Come on, baby.
I gave you all the love I got. I gave you more than I could give. Gave you love. I gave you all that I had inside, and you took my love. You took This is no ordinary love. No ordinary love. This is no ordinary love. No ordinary love. Don't make me over. Now that I do anything for you.
You see, stop.
Make me over. I wouldn't change one thing about you. Don't take all the things I say,
You see, Miss O.
the things I do, and let me go for the way that I love you. I'm begging you, don't make me over. Now that you know how I adore you, don't make me over. I wouldn't change one thing about you. Just take me inside your arms and hold me tight. I'll always be by your side. Whether you're wrong or right, I'm begging you, don't make me over. Now that I do anything for you, don't make me over. And the sun begins to fade. Feeling have to figure out how to change the blues away. Listen, I've done all the up till now. Come on. But the light I need y'all to know if y'all singing it's just so hard to feel this. Come on, y'all. And when the night falls, come on, my lonely heart goes. Say, I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody. Wait a minute.
This what Two-Face do.
That's what my baby.
This what Two-Face.
Brother's got this complex, got you bad.
Hey, baby, what you trying to be?
Brother's got this complex, got you bad.
Monica, what you trying to be?
Brother's got this complex, got you bad.
And this is.
Let's go. Hey, hey, hey. We represent the ladies. We represent the ladies. If y'all don't know, the first ladies of Go-Go. We need a concert. That's right, it's Danger, Queen. Danger. Let's go. Sing this part. We got what?
sick with it. I'm so true. Don't you know that my daddy is the legend fool? So don't get mad at me for the things I was born to do. We've been around the world, now we're going back. If Peter Piper picked the pepper, I'm the
Y'all know what these ladies still going? She's still cranking. Rest in peace, Pops.
But you know I ain't gonna trip, cause I
About the ladies tonight, though.
You know I'm the shit. And I'm a big girl, so you better.
Hey.
And then sideways talking, get you popped in your mouth. This is God-given music, not made.
Hey, hey.
My daddy is the face, yeah, you know Chuck. I was raised by the stroke of the pick, the drop of the beat. Everything sounded like a pocket to me. EURENJYB. Can't forget about my brother G and BYB. My daddy started go-go, that's why they rockin' with me. He made a way for my whole entire city to eat. We went from hustling, murdering, running the streets, the bands battling, and little kids beating they feet. And if you from the city, then you already know the whole industry steals away from our go-go. But we still for cars, so our theater shows. Rest in peace to Lil Bitty and my man Polo. We still.
I hope you don't mind if I get ratchet. Go out of my mind, completely batshit. My mama told me it ain't going if you have it.
Hey, this is my joint right here. Seriously, come, let's go, Miss Kim. Hey, I need to see that bounce. Let's see that bounce. Hey. Hey. Cause she ready. Hey, the ladies of Go-Go, we ready. Hey. 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 DJ BlackBerri on the ones and twos. Thank you so much, Miss Tiki. I'm representing for the ladies, the first ladies of Go-Go. The ladies know how to do it. And we got to pay homage. Here we go. Okay. Hey, let's see them fire signs. Okay. Hey.
Let me know what room I can't come through. I never come too soon, so you don't feel like you and your Zumba. Keep it moving, what's down that little movie? I've been getting money since I got with Kim and Scooby. I don't know what you've been doing, or pursuing you and ruin. My team ain't got no sense, we out here cranking, check the movement. Them haters popping off and don't be aiming when they shooting. And get them stopping to this movement we pursuing. Let's get this poppin'. She said she like watching. She turned on my flash and she let me slide and let me move down the slide. And she said it's soft. She let me go. Like she got to me.
This party started. I'm walking, I got the party started. Get this party started.
If y'all don't know who this is, you about to find out tonight. If you recognize this voice, then you already know. It's about this lady right here. Yes, if y'all know, y'all already know. DJ BlackBerri on the ones and twos. Just wanted to give y'all a real quick mix. Some of the ladies of Go-Go. Because you can't do nothing without the ladies. But we have to go back and pay homage. I don't even know if y'all got this joint. I got the excuses from her. Hey, you ready, Bootsy? That's right. That's right. Miss Murray got it right. Lord. Sweet Shell. It's all about Sweet Shell tonight. We giving out flowers tonight. Hey. Hey. Let's go. Salute. Flowers. Let me see some flowers up for Sweet Shell. Come on. We gotta get them flowers out. This woman has paved the way. And we gonna find out how she did it. Everybody got a story. Let's put up some flowers. Hey, you hear that crank? You know who that is? It's the ladies. Shout out to Belladonna for keeping it going. Miss Camise, I hear about you too, Miss Lady. All right, we about to get into it. This has been DJ BlackBerri. I hope y'all guys, I will see y'all in a little bit. Right now, I just want to get this a little segue into who we about to get to. Make sure y'all give y'all flowers. Show some shout out for this Sweet Shell with that voice. I mean, come on. Dirty, put it in the pocket. I used to try to do her voice. That is a very well-known voice. If you don't know it, you got problems. All right. What's up, y'all? DJ BlackBerri on the ones and twos. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was so much fun. And tonight, like Bootsy said, he's taking over. Apparently, I'm taking over too. It's about the ladies. It's all about the ladies. But it's about somebody very special. Very, 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 very special. Who paved the way. And she's going to talk about her story and how it happened and where she is now. And she has testimony. Everybody has testimony. So whenever you're ready, E, you can jump right in. If not, you know me as a DJ, I will keep going. You know I will keep. If you didn't pop up, I was about to.
I know you was. And first of all, thank you so much, you know what I mean, for what you did. It takes a special person to understand this culture, how deep it goes. And I want to thank you for helping me celebrate this amazing person. So the person that we're going to introduce, for those of y'all who this is your first time joining, because we see the numbers are getting up here. Thank you all for joining. So this is how this thing started. This amazing pastor has been doing a journey of womanhood for the last month and a half, almost 2 months. I decided that today, and Michelle decided this as well, that we should end the first installment of this, the first episode, the series conclusion with me interviewing her. This is what's been happening. And today we're going to share this amazing testimony, give some exclusive stuff that you may have never heard before. But really, without any further ado, the queen, the person who really deserves these accolades and more, and the person that we've all come together today, please. I don't know if you got a round of applause in there. You got hand claps in there? Ladies and gentlemen, y'all used to know her as Sweet Shell. She is now co-pastor Michelle Limes. Ladies and gentlemen, bring her on. Bring her on.
Hey.
Okay. Welcome, queen.
Hey.
Okay, first things first. Okay, so first things first. What did you think of the mix of DJ BlackBerri?
Oh, she was cranking.
Yeah, because I definitely threw her on you. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, I got her now. She did her thing. She really did.
Absolutely.
Really did.
First things first. I just want to say thank you for allowing me to take the lead of your house today. Let me be a special guest. I'm really honored. Now, for people who do not know, I'm going to give some context of what we're about to discuss. This series podcast has been going on for over about how long has this been going, Michelle?
This been going on since March.
So this has been going on. She's had amazing guests, and I encourage you guys to please go back and check out some of the previous episodes. Yanni Crawley was on there. We had Belladonna was on there. Alley Cat was on here. Hold up, but her real name is Allison. I've never known her as Alley Cat, so let me just say that I love you. I'm still not comfortable with it, but this has been going on for a while, and we just decided today, and I brought it to her attention. I felt like that she should also be interviewed as well. The people that you have had on here has been amazing. It's been some amazing insight that we probably never known, but I think the person who really brought this together and spearheaded this to bring these amazing people together was you. And tonight we get to celebrate you. So thank you for allowing me to run the journey of womanhood, because I'm not a woman. This has been ladies only strictly. So I just want to thank you so much for allowing me to do this. You know what I mean?
Thank you for accepting my invitation.
Also, let me give a supreme shout out to my baby, My shoulda, woulda, coulda been boo. Chaos. Keisha, thank you for putting me in the mix of this as well. She was really adamant that me and you
Yes.
connect.
Yes.
Now, before we even get into this conversation, because it's going to be an amazing conversation, and even later, BlackBerri will join us again with another mix, but also she will also engage in these conversations. Now, for me personally, this is a personal conversation as well, because as you know, and I've said this before in a lot of interviews, as a lead talker, you were my top three people that I idolized and emulated. You were the first person that actually made lead talking make sense to me. So this is not only a journalistic journey or conversation. This is a personal conversation as well, because this is so amazing to be on here with you. Of course, I've told you this. I don't know if everybody know. I deeply, and I mean this because I don't use the word love. I deeply love and revere you. I really respect you, and I know that whatever I have done moving forward in the 90s, I stand on your shoulders, because without me being a lead talker, all these other things would never been obtainable. So I just want to say thank you for what you've done. And thank you for allowing me to do this, because this is a personal conversation. This ain't no regular, you
Yeah.
know, and I have forcibly become your new little brother.
Yes, you had.
I just thrown in. So I just wanted to get that. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Shout out to Heartbeat. Heartbeat. You see Heartbeat right there, Hosea Williams.
Mhm.
Shout out to Heartbeat. Heartbeat.
Hey.
We had this amazing conversation about your brother Slick Rick. We're going to get into this later
Yeah.
about the fact that Slick Rick was one of the first people to ever show, lead, cultivate Michelle. We had
Yes,
this.
it was.
We literally had a 30-minute conversation about Slick Rick. You know what I mean? So I just want you to know that, man. Anyway, hey Lori, how you doing? So anyway,
Hey,
ladies and
Lori.
gentlemen, we have the co-pastor Michelle Limes. So I think I would love to just start at really the beginning. I think
Okay.
the beginning of everything.
Okay.
So please just tell everybody, as a young girl, where you from, where did you grow up at, and when did you first start venturing into the world of music?
Okay. So I'm from DC, DC native. I went to school, Bunker Hill, Bertie Backus, Coolidge. And
Ooh, Bernie
um,
Backus and Coolidge.
yeah, Coolidge Coats.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
And I've always sang. Anyone that know me from school, they always know I was that girl. I was that girl that sang at all the assemblies and all the talent shows and stuff like that. And then my last
Do
year in
you?
school,
Well, let me ask this question. Do you remember the first time you ever performed?
oh yeah,
How,
I was in
how
I
old?
was I was in Bertie Backus. I was in eighth grade, and I
Mhm.
sung "Silly of Me" by Denise Williams.
Oh wow! Shout out, rest in peace, Maurice White. Go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm sorry.
And so I had I used to do after when in Coolidge I started venturing out and not just doing the talent shows at Coolidge, but I started doing talent shows at Paul Junior High School as well. And
Uptown.
it was really a great, amazing experience for me. And I want to just give props to Mr. Sands from Coolidge. He was my music teacher. He really was the one that cultivated me as far as music is concerned. And after school, I had went to UDC and I was doing talent shows there.
Oh wow!
And
So you actually hold on. So you actually went to college.
I did
Okay. What was your major? I would have loved to know. What did Sweet Shell major in?
radiology.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's really interesting. Well, that's a great inside perspective, because you do look in the inside of souls. So
Oh yeah.
when you really connect the dots, you're doing spiritual radiology.
The X-ray vision. That's right. So I had I had met this guy named Harold Hall, and I was going to his studio a lot, and I was just singing R&B, and I just knew I was going to be like the next R&B person, like that person. So when
Mhm.
I'll never forget, I was in the basement with my grandmother, and we was watching the American Music Awards, and Mary J. Blige came on there, and she killed Real Love, and I was like, that's supposed to be me. That's supposed to be me, because
That's
her
how you
whole
felt.
love, everything, just everything about her was what my vibe was at the time. So I had Harold Hall to introduce me at the time. This is right after school. He introduced me to Charles Fenwick, which he is the
How
creator.
old were you at this time? And how old were you at this time?
I'm 18.
Okay, 18. So you fresh out of high school, freshman
Mhm.
in UDC. You
Yep.
don't know nothing. You just wet behind the ears, ambitious singer. You meet Harold Hall, and then you go to Charlie Finley.
And I was an R&B. I've always been an R&B girl. I wasn't really a go-go girl in the beginning. I was an R&B girl. And Harold Hall had introduced me to Charles Fenwick, and he brought me and a couple other girls together, and he said how he wanted to start this all-girls band. And we started rehearsing all the time, but we was rehearsing R&B. And I was super excited. I just knew we was getting ready to be like the next climax, all that stuff. And
Got a
then
meeting in the ladies' room.
yes, and then he brings in this little petite, cute little thing, and she's playing congos. And I'm like, well, where does the congos? How does that work with the R&B? So then he said, well, you know what? Since go-go is DC's music, we're going to switch it up to go-go. So
okay, pause. Okay, hold on. So pause. So before that, you were under the impression that it was an R&B band, and then just one day out of the blue, he brung Boogie in. That's how it happened.
Yeah, she came in, and she was playing real good, and that was the first. I'm gonna tell you, that was the first time I ever seen a girl play congos ever.
Wow.
She was my first female Congo experience, And
absolutely. Okay, so I guess my question would be, what was your initial thoughts when he said we're no longer doing R&B and we're gonna do go-go? What was your initial reaction? Because obviously that must have been a surprise if you're thinking your climax and then you're going in a totally different direction. What was your initial reaction to that?
My initial reaction was, oh my God, I never even been to a go-go outside of school.
So you had never witnessed what a go-go was?
I was, my grandmother wouldn't let me go to go-go's unless it was at school. So we had like the dances and stuff. Trouble Phone EU would come. They had a concert with Chub Rock and all that. I was able to go do that, but she wasn't having it with me at the clubs. I had records, back then, we had records, we had 45. I had Body Move, I had Meet Me at the Go-Go by Hot Cold Sweat. I had my grandmother's favorite, Bustin' Loose by Chuck Brown. And we had those records, but I never was in a go-go per se outside of the four walls of the school. Okay. So they had to teach me, they had to teach me how to govern myself as far as being a lead rapper. Because I'm like, rapping? Wait a minute, I'm a singer. I'm not a rapper. So I had to learn how to rap. So he connected me with Slick Rick. Because at the time he was
Hot
Cold Sweat, yes.
Right,
and I had connected with Slick Rick, and he really taught me a whole lot as far as rapping. And I used to have to sit in the rehearsals and watch him and all that stuff.
Okay, so mentally and musically, from a trained R&B singer, what was the transition coming from a R&B vocalist to what a lead talker responsibility was? What was that transition like, and what were the challenges that you had in the beginning with that?
So my personal challenge, that's a twofold question for me. So my personal challenges were, I didn't believe in myself. I knew music as far as singing, but I was not confident in the rapping piece. So it took a lot of me, just learning the craft, learning it. It was like starting all over again, and I had to learn. I started listening to a lot of different bands, and I had to learn my way through it. The other piece of it was I started the girls. I love being with them. So that helped me a lot along the way. We became a family. So we had
So was it, and I'm so sorry to cut you off. So was there any disappointment knowing that your vocal singing would not be the lead emphasis of the band? It would be something else as well. Like, was that disappointment? Like, what were your feelings on that transition, knowing that this is not going to be an R&B band? This is going to be something else.
Originally, I didn't really have a disappointment because when we started, it was nobody on the front line but me and Nene. And Nene didn't really sing. She played the cowbell. So when it was time for us to do a cover song, good example, we sung we did Don't Make Me Over. I was able to sing that. So that satisfied that piece. When we did Superstitious by Stevie Wonder, I was able to sing that. So that satisfied that piece. But I was still feeling my way through the rap piece.
So please tell me what was Rick role in that, because I remember you telling me that Rick was the first person to ever really sit down and have a conversation with you. What was that conversation like with Rick?
Rick was amazing. He just kind of he taught me to gauge the crowd. He told me I kind of started emulating him because I was listening to him so much. He kind of told me about the hooks. He was the one that first showed me how to cue, because I didn't know how to cue the band and go into
The
a
next
song, the
song. Right.
transitions. And
Right.
in go-go, as we all know, anyone that's a lead talking go-go, the transition piece is, you have to get that right, because you could throw everybody off. So he
Mhm.
taught me how to transition and how to communicate with the crowd. One thing I've learned, as well as a lead rapper, you have to have relationship, and you have to
Mhm.
have relationship with the crowd. You have to make them feel like they involved with this thing with you, and
Right.
you have to have personality, you have to have character, and that all plays in to
Right.
communicating with the crowd. Because back then they would write on the front, with their piece of
Right.
paper with their name. You had to do
Right.
roll call, you had to look at this one, they had the signs up. So
Right.
you multitasking, really. You
So
looking at
much.
the times, you
And
yeah.
And that's a great point. And the other thing is, Rick must have been the perfect person for that, because Rick was really good at all that. Rick
Mhm,
had a great, at first it was deep voices, Little Benny, Big
mhm.
Tony, it was smooth. Rick had a real high pitched voice, but he could really rap, he
He
could really
did.
engage, and his voice gave off energy. Rick was
Yes.
one of the first people that I had ever like studied the fact that his voice kind of gave off energy. I didn't necessarily get energy from Lil Benny or Big Tony. I got
Mhm.
groove.
Yeah,
But Rick,
got it.
Rick, Rick was so solid at tempo, at inflections of the
Mhm.
voice, unfortunate because he could really rap. And if you ever seen this video, it's a video of Sacco Sweat with him doing "Can We Kick It" from Tribe
Mm.
Called Quest, and you can really see him with the hype intro and then going to the smooth joint of Q-Tip.
Yes.
Rick must have been the most amazing
Oh
person.
yeah.
Man, he was really amazing.
He was awesome, especially with transitions. And he
Right.
really taught me that. So he taught me that foundation.
hmm So, okay. So, how long from Rick's teaching do you think it took you to kind of get a grasp of what was really going on? Because I can only imagine that's a lot to kind of figure in when you got lead talking, singing, directing the band, acknowledging people. How long do you think that? How long do you think it took for you to really understand what was really going on?
It took me a minute, but one thing, Charlie, he had us in that studio practicing. We was
Really?
practicing, like, yeah.
How, how
We
many
was
days a week did y'all practice in the beginning?
we
How many days a week?
and I hope I'm not mistaken. I want to say at least 2 times a week, 2 to 3 times a week,
Mm,
but they were long hours. The studio was like our second home. That's where we were,
mm,
and I love the studio. I love music. So as far as me really feeling comfortable with the lead rap piece, it took me a minute. It really did.
A
Roy
minute is what?
Battle,
Six
Roy,
six
Roy
months, 9 months, a year? Like how long was a minute?
well, we I want to say we rehearsed at least like 6 months before we even played. So
Okay.
we rehearsed a long time. Roy Battle, he plays keyboard. He's with Essence. He was like our music director. So
Right.
he came up with the grooves, the songs. He was amazing. He did the samples, and he really helped me as well with the transition piece, and as well as owning it, embracing what my new, because that was my new at the time.
Wow.
So Roy Battle, I can't even do this interview without even saying his name, because he was amazing as far as just the production of Pleasure and everything. And then when Charlie gave us the name Pleasure, I thought that was ingenious. And then Charlie's wife, Leora Fenwick, she was amazing too, because she was the one. She was like the back in Motown, when Motown would teach the
Etiquette
yeah,
coach.
she was the one who taught us the etiquette. She was the one who made sure we was fly, we had nice clothes on, our hair was good, and how to manage and how to operate on stage. She was the one who did that.
Wow. Okay, so do you remember, because there's a few questions. Do you remember the first actual show that y'all did?
Oh
So you guys been practicing.
yeah.
You kind of don't know what this lead talking thing is. Rick's been working with you, and then your first show. What was the response of your first show?
Man, it was amazing. Our first show was at Evans Grill. Um,
Okay.
and the people were looking at us like we were aliens.
Really?
Because they never seen that it was this different. They never seen girls. I mean, you had girls on the congo, a female on the drums, females playing keyboard, a female playing congos, you know, cowbell,
Mm,
female lead rapping. They've never seen that before. So they were really mesmerized about what they was witnessing at the time. And
mm,
you know what Roy did with our first show and with a couple of shows afterwards, which helped me kind of get acclimated, was we had a set show, so we knew what we were going to do, how long we was going to do it, stuff like that.
mm.
And he gave me the hooks on what to do, so it kind of helped me out to get acclimated until I really start being able to do it on my own.
Wow. So I guess what was your thoughts personally as the leader? What did you think how you did after the first show? What was your thoughts of your own performance? Obviously, the band is one thing, but what did you leave thinking?
I was excited, but I still had a little self-confidence stuff going on, because you know that didn't outweigh years of just singing. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So, but the girls were they were very essential in the whole situation for me, because we kind of you know vibed on off each other.
Right,
So we encouraged each other. So that was very helpful, because I'm the only child. So they were like sisters for me, you know.
right,
So
right.
it was a good vibe.
Right, that's amazing. Okay, so for you guys who do not know, this is the journey of womanhood. Today we're talking about the journey of this amazing, insightful icon, Michelle Limes, who's, we got to call her by her
Mhm.
pastor, Michelle Limes. Now, I definitely want to emphasize that. And so this is not a test or whatever. I've taken over the show. It's still about womanhood, but today Bootsy Vegas is interviewing Michelle.
Yes.
Okay, so now you're talking about your first show. Your first show happens. So please take me. So what was it like for the first 2, 3 months? Like was it different every night? And then what was the response? What, and I would love to know this. Was the response and the support and the accolades instantaneous, or it kind of took a progression to get there?
It took a progression. Some other bands, you know, some had issues with us being females. You know, especially back then, you know, who's going to headline, who's going to be over who's going first, and
Mm.
and you
Did
know,
that matter to you? Did any of
yeah,
that matter to you?
yeah, I didn't like it.
Okay.
I didn't like it at all, you know. And then we was getting they just getting that treatment because they girls, you know, and you know having the dirty looks, you know. That was, you know, I didn't like
Really?
that at all. You know what I'm saying? And I had to deal with it. You know, I used to always get people that would compare me to other people, and well, you know,
Mm,
you can't, you know, you ain't doing it like such and such, like such and such. You know, a female can't do that. And that
mm.
would you know, I didn't like that either. You know what I'm saying? So that was a push for me to make me work harder, to make me do better, and to make me really learn the craft and be able to perfect it.
So how long do you think it took for the wave and the boom of pleasure to really take off? Like, was it 3 months, 6 months, or was it really instantly?
It
People
was
just started
it was
taking it together.
instantly. It was.
Really?
It was for the people, because it was something new. It was something different. You know, people always
Hmm.
gravitate to something different. And Charlie really pushed hard. You know, back then you had Big Butch. He was, you know, he was like one of the top promoters, and
Absolutely.
they were, you know, CJ. You know what I'm saying? Metro World. You know, all those things played a role
Hmm.
in the success of the band at the time. And then after Rick was working with me, I started listening to other rappers.
Hmm. Like who? Okay, and I would
So
love
the
to know.
person that really trained me in rapping was Bugs, from Junkyard. He's the lead rapper from Junk, and he
Okay,
really
hold on. Jober moment, because we're gonna get into this. Okay, so how did that connection come? Somebody like so you guys met
yeah.
only through a work situation. Is that how you guys met?
That's how we met. We met at Charlie's studio because Junk used to rehearse there too.
Who
Um,
idea was it? Who idea was it for y'all to link up like that?
that's a good question. I want to say maybe Roy, but it could have just been a conversation that me and Bugs had. You know,
Okay.
just passing through in the studio.
Mhm.
And Bugs really, man, because Bugs is an amazing lead rapper. I mean, he's been doing it for years.
He's a
He is
goat.
he is definitely a goat.
He is a
And
goat, no question.
he definitely just cranks. He cranks it out.
Okay,
Um,
so hold on, because I know I want to get into this. So what was it like coming from Rick and then going to Buzz? Because just from the outside looking in, you know what I mean, and I know both of them.
well, right.
Rick seems very nice, loving, conversational. Bug seems very precise to the no pun intended, precise to the point.
Yeah.
He don't seem like he did a lot of talking. What was that like? Just being learning from him. What
Buzz
was the
was a
student
little
experience?
hard. He would be like, man, you know, he'll hear me do a show and be like, man, what was that? You know, he'd get on me and be like, man, that wasn't nothing. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to engage more. You need to write. He was the one that kind of taught me too, outside of key. Well, we'll talk about precise later, but he taught me how to ride the pocket. Like, you need to let the pocket ride. And I didn't do that because I was a music person. So I want the keyboards. I want to hear the music. I want to do the vocals. But
The
he
melody
taught
and
me,
all that.
yes, but he was like, no, you got to ride the pocket. And he was the one who really taught me how to do that. Bugs was, he told it like it is, you know, when it came. If I had a show that I didn't do well, he told me. If I had a show that I did well, he told me that.
Oh. So you mean to tell me you had a bad show? Please tell me you have a bad show, and the Bug's response to you would be what? It's just so-
I'm not gonna say the exact words, but what he used to say, he'd be like, man, what was that, man? What was that? What was man, you got to do better, man. You got to do better. I don't know what that was. You know, that's how you
okay.
go with it. Yeah.
Okay. I guess my other thing is, did he ever coach you on hooks? Because I can imagine the way Rick would do hooks would be different
It was
from the way
different.
Bugs did. Yeah. So what was Bugs like on coaching you on hooks and like placement? What was that like?
He didn't really coach me on hooks. I just listened to him. I studied him. I really did.
Mhm.
I studied him with the hooks because he'll just be rapping and then all of a sudden do the hip, do the side, and then he be cranking that, and then a whole beat. Then he's really good at what he does. But Bugs was really good at. I mean, he really helped. And then after a while, I started sounding like Bugs because that
Yes,
was
you
all I
did.
was. Yeah, that's
Yes,
all
you
I was
did.
listening to at the time.
So was there ever a day where he just and I don't know, I can only imagine. Was there ever a day he went to you and be like, yeah, that's not good. Don't do that again. Do this or whatever. Was it one of them things where he would directly tell you just don't do this again?
Many of those days.
Please, please tell me a scenario where you said something and he just please enlighten us on this.
He told me to stop saying "come on" now. He said, "Man, you riding that too much. You saying it too much," and that was like my go-to because he was more go-go than I was. You got what I'm saying?
Right.
So I used to say, "Come on now," and I'd be riding that all night. And then he'd say, "Man, you need to just cut that. You need to find something else to say."
Well, it's interesting because Chris took that and it kind of took a life of his own. So
It
you
did.
know what I mean?
Now, Chris is one of Chris. You talking about Chris from Northeast? Chris is one
Absolutely.
of. I have a few. I have a lot of favorite lead rappers, but he's one of them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. So for those who are listening, this is the Journey of Womanhood. We have the amazing Pastor Michelle Limes, formerly known as Sweet Shell. For those who know her from Pleasure, we're talking about her journey in go-go. Okay, so now let's talk about the legendary PA tape. And for people who know it, it is the green tape. I don't even okay. Did that album have a name? It was just Pleasure, or is it just known as the
It
green
was.
tape?
I might need Allison to help me with that. It was Pleasure Live. It was just a green tape and it said Pleasure Live, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
And it
where was
said
that recorded at?
it said well, we have recorded that in Charlie's studio
Okay.
under Roy Battle's direction.
Mhm.
That was an amazing experience. No, I'm wrong. We didn't go to Charlie's studio. We went to a guy named Bruno. I can't remember.
Okay.
He was a white guy, but he was in Rockville. That's where we went.
Okay. Shout out to all our Caucasian brothers and go. We love you.
Yeah, we went there, but that was amazing. That was the first time I ever recorded. That
Mhm.
was an amazing experience for me. And
Mhm.
we were really proud of that project. That was a really good project.
Mhm. Okay. So after you guys recorded it, What did you think? What was your expectation of what the project was going to do? Did you think it was going to be a banger, or you was like, I don't know?
I don't know. I wasn't even tripping. I just was waiting on my next show. I was, I'm one of them people. I could get real oblivious sometime and don't even, I knew we had the CD, the tape, and all that, and well, no, that's wrong. So what happened was we played at the Ibex Club on Georgia Avenue, and this is when that tape came out, and my mother came, and that was the first time she ever seen me play with.
Oh wow!
And I was laughing because that was the first time my mother heard me cuss, because I was cussing on the stage, and I was saying with the hooks and stuff. And she was like,
all right,
but
all right, Pastor Limes, go ahead.
Well, hey, that's what I was doing back then. But that CD really went a lot of places, because when I started hearing on the radio, I was really excited, and I heard it on the radio because back then they only really played songs on the radio that was in that was like records. They didn't. You only heard a few songs like Body Move, of course Chuck. They always played Chuck, and then they started playing EU and stuff like that. But when I heard myself on the radio, that was a very surreal moment for me.
Wow. Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got the Journey of Womanhood right here. Pastor Michelle Limes is on here. She's letting me invade her space and invade her platform today or whatever. This is amazing. So please, tell me, when did the transition of you leaving Pleasure begin? Like, was it something that you knew was coming, you felt, or was this you leaving very abrupt? Because because people never have heard this story. We do not know the story.
Okay, so when we one of the girls in the band had was friends with Herbie Lovebug, and he
and for people who don't know, that's Salt and Pepper's producer, creator, manager. Yes,
and he was interested in an all girls band, so he had set it up where we went to New York. When we first got there, we went to a cookout, and we was all excited. It was like Kid and Play.
Okay, okay, hold on, pause. So this was something that you guys did on your own, because I know there's been stories about, you guys' contract was sold, or I've heard so many stories about it. This was something. Yeah. So you guys came together. Yeah. Y'all decided to do this on your own.
Right. We came together as a group and decided to do that on our own. This wasn't a Charlie thing. This wasn't a Roy thing. This was our thing at the time.
Okay. And so you guys secretly go up to New York.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure we got it in content.
And it was like, we got there, we were at a cookout, and we was all excited because we saw a lot of different people, like LL Cool J, Kid and Play, they were hot at the time. Just a lot of rappers. And then we went to Herbie Lovebug's house, and he was talking about, having this all girl band. And when he basically told us, this is going to happen. He was setting up tour dates and things like that, and setting up rehearsals for the group. So we came back to DC, and then we met with Charlie, and that's when we broke up. Because so we met with Charlie, and Charlie was totally oblivious to what was going to happen, what was going on. It was a
Joker moment. Okay. Yeah, he had no idea. Okay. So you guys come back from New York, and y'all decide we got to go meet with Charlie. Okay, so you go meet with Charlie, and then go ahead.
And we met with Charlie, and that's when the Pleasure Band broke up at that time. Then it was time to go to the rehearsals and things. I did not go to the rehearsals with the band because two things. I was pregnant. I was pregnant with my son at the time. So
okay, pause. So when you went up to New York, did you already know that you were pregnant?
No.
So you did not know. So you go to New York thinking this is gonna be for real. This is some great content. No. You go to New York, and you're thinking, well, this is probably a life-changing situation, and you came home and found out that you were pregnant. Okay, a couple of days later, or it's like, how long did it take?
I want to say maybe a week or two, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But before that week or two, in your mind, you were going with them on this tour.
Well, I want to say in my mind, I was kind of betwixt, to be honest with you.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Because we don't know.
I
What
was trying to figure out how would I fit in this mode with Salt and Pepper and the band, because
Okay.
Salt and Pepper never wanted a front line. They were the front line, and it makes sense.
Right.
And that's what was in my head the whole time. Like, how's that going to work for me?
So no role. Hold on, before you go. So no role was ever spoke to you about when y'all made this trip. So there was no role ever defined for you, but you just went on the trip. Like, was there ever a conversation with you?
Yeah, they passively said that they might need background singers.
Okay.
Got
Okay,
it.
so I got you. Okay, I got
Yeah.
you.
So we left Pleasure. That was a big thing in the circuit at the time.
It was huge. It was massive.
It was. It really was.
Yeah.
I don't, when I look back at that whole thing, I was at that time, I was, like 20, I was getting up there, and I was still very young and very new to just music and being in a group and, anything like that. If I was the person I am now, that wouldn't have happened for me. I wouldn't have the way I did. Yeah.
Okay. So why did you leave then? Okay. So because I'm trying to get a context up. So you guys leave, you guys come home. Mm-hmm. So what was the exact reason why you think you left at that time? Was it because you were having a baby?
No. At the time when I left, I did it because that's what we did. What we decided to do as a group.
Okay.
That was one thing.
I got you. Okay, I got you.
What I mean? So we all decided that. And then when I found out I was pregnant, and I knew that wasn't, I wasn't gonna go on nobody's tour pregnant,
Right.
And then I was thinking also, I had a lot on my mind. Like, I was thinking also, where do I fit into this? Is this even what I want to do? Do I want to? Yeah.
And this means go, like whatever Pleasure was going to be. That was what you were thinking of.
Right. And
okay, I got you.
When I say that this is what I want to do, I meant as far as the tour and all that stuff with Salt and Pepper, because I didn't see where I fit into that whole thing. It didn't, you know what, I'm wrong. We didn't have the meeting right away. We had the meeting maybe a couple of weeks or a month afterwards. So it was still a little chatter in the band, but it wasn't a meeting. Like, we didn't get off the plane and just have the meeting. It wasn't like that.
Gotcha.
And I just did not see that it would be, it wasn't feasible for me or even Nene, because they didn't need a frontline person. They had a frontline. Frontline was Salt and Pepper. So long story short, when the tour part started to come, the girls, they went on tour. Except Boogie. Boogie did not go. Boogie did not go.
Okay, hold on, Joe, a moment. So Boogie did not go. So what was the reason why Boogie didn't go?
Boogie, I don't think Boogie was feeling it in the beginning, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I think, and she was like the youngest of the group. And she didn't go. So Boogie she was totally excluded from that.
So she chose not to go, or they chose her not to go?
She chose not to go.
Okay. All right. So it's interesting. Okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah. And so I didn't go, Boogie didn't go, Nene didn't go. And after I had my son, I, had to go through that, and I decided to start my own band at that time.
So what was that like? I would love to know what was that like. Like how long did you contemplate on that? Like what? Like obviously you just had a baby. Your life is in a whole different direction. Your responsibilities is different. Like what was that process like? Because obviously, was the option of going back to Pleasure on the table, or you just wanted to leave that whole situation and start something new?
I really felt bad, to be honest with you, about
what? Was you
about
compatible?
leaving at the time, because it was a lot of speculation, it was a lot of stuff said. I didn't really know what was going on. I was just really going with the flow,
Mhm.
honestly. And but when I decided to do Precise, it was because I have, even though I started out not being, about knowing about, start, even though I started out not really, um I had to be trained in the whole thing, as far as the go goes.
Leadership, business,
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
but
Yeah.
I've learned to love the culture. I did,
Mhm.
and when Precise came about, it was because I wanted to get back in it. I really did,
Mhm.
and that was a different situation because when we were with Pleasure, everything was done for us. We didn't have
Right.
to. We went to the shows. We didn't have to worry about our keyboards being there. We didn't have to worry about if the sound was right. We didn't have to.
So all you had to do was just show up.
That's all we had to do was show up,
Right.
And now I have Precise, and I'm managing and the lead talker for this band.
Right.
So
Right.
this, I have dual hats now, and I was able to. I had to learn how to deal with the promoters,
Mhm.
and we had to get people to set up for us, and I had to negotiate the monies, and that's a lot of work, and still be leader of the band and still be the rapper of the band. So Precise and Pleasure was two different animals. It was two different
Mhm.
animals as far as the business is concerned. I You asked me when did I start Precise. My son was, I want to say he was maybe almost one. He wasn't even one yet, because I remember
Wow.
one of our first shows as Precise was at the Metro Club, and I didn't have a babysitter, and I took him with me, and he was sitting in the carrier, and that's when I met my godmom, rest in peace, Miss Marguerite. I met her at Metro Club, and she said, "Who brought this baby to the go-go?" And I said, "That's my son." And she said, "Well, I'm gonna take him in the back," because they was frying chicken in the back. And after we played, she came to
So
me.
that's how you and Miss Marguerite met.
Mhm. I didn't know Miss Mark. She didn't know me from a can of paint. I didn't know her from a can of paint. She told
Wow.
me after the show, she said, "Listen, I have girls that can help you watch your son when you perform." And she gave me her number. She met my family. I met her family, and I've been in that family ever since.
Wow, man. Rest in peace to the
Yeah.
amazing Miss Marguerite. For you guys who do not know, we have the amazing, incomparable Pastor Michelle Limes talking about her journey in the Womanhood of Journey podcast series. For you guys who do know, we have the amazing DJ BlackBerri. And this is interesting. We have been talking for an hour and it feels like 20 minutes. This is like
Oh,
basically a microcosm of our conversations. But look here, what we have right now is this amazing presentation with DJ BlackBerri with a sweet shell mix right here. And we're going to get into this mix. And then when we come back, BlackBerri is going to join us and we're going to really conclude this amazing conversation. We're going to talk about what Precise was, what they is, what their contribution was, and then what you're doing now in your life right now. So if
okay.
you guys got any questions, please hit them up in the chat in the comments. We're right here. Share this feed. We're getting some amazing insight. These rumors are being cleared up, and we have the amazing Sweet Shell. But right now, on the ones and twos, on this second thing of Ladies First uh, mix, ladies and gentlemen, DJ BlackBerri.
Guys, you go black on the ones and twos. We're gonna call this the sweet shell mix. Sister, give her flowers. Don't forget to put your pictures there. Journey of Womanhood, the sweet shell. Pastor, Miss Pastor. You guys like her on the ones and twos. Let's get into this. Let me see some flowers. Let's give her flowers. What an amazing story, amazing woman. Let's get into it. Let's go.
On the bell, boogies on the taco. That's our business. Shells on the mic, shout it for drum.
Let me see some fire. Some fire fly. Come on, sweet shell. One more time. Hey.
Shells on the mic, shout it for drum. Indian clothing I have. Keep fun. Boogies on the bell, boogies on the taco. That's our business. Over there on the roads over there, the high crew is everywhere. That big crew can't forget the loser crew. Roll with it. We're gonna do the fun food. It's the great. And Kevin the blue. Roll with it. Also, we're gonna sit down for a little time. On the wall, the whole damn too high. I'm
You got BlackBerri on the ones and twos. That's right. Sweet shell. That's right, where it started.
When I scream, you gonna scream. We are gonna scream. Let's scream, y'all.
Y'all hear that? All where it started. Let's give it her flowers. Yes, we hear the stories behind the scenes. The journey of womanhood with this little pastor, Michelle Line. I want to say sweet shell so bad.
I love. It's so good. I said, hey, love. Can we get a house down? Can we get a house down? Can we get a house down? Can we get a house down now? Yes, I love everyone now. Little Boogie, get a house down.
Yes. Let's show us some love.
Here they are, just for you. Pleasure, man, and show. I said, my mic sounds nice. Check one. My mic sounds nice. Check two. My mic sounds nice. Check three. Where are you? Now. About the best out of the jack, let's just walk up the rabbit. So I think you all better count it. With hands in the house, it's that time, and I will back. And he's out there, I'm gonna get back. I can see, I'm walking see, I'm a big boy, I know you're gonna fall. This is the year of men, and I never see this movement up here. Man, it's strictly being thrown the error. You get it down, baby. And then my bike says ice. My bike says ice. My bike says ice. Where are you? All right. I said, my man, got you, huh? Dig it, cheese, let's get it. All right now. All the ladies in the house with y'all. I'm so proud of it. It's bad. It's a bit bitty. And all so big time. Big time. And big time to get up. And I'm got a little black. Big jack. TV. And my TV. And can't forget about it. I had this TV. I'm the water. That's it. And like Debbie Fernandez, I
So y'all know this video. You want to go to YouTube and check out the festival. You want to go to YouTube, you can. There is video. Shout out to Sweet Shell. We are giving her flowers now. This is a legend. Y'all get on there. Come on, y'all. Hey. DJ BlackBerri, the ones and twos. Hey, what? Put it in the pocket and lock it. Hey. Y'all feel let's throw some 5 signs up. Sweet shell mix. This is a cookie mix. Got the cookie mix with sweet shell. Let's go. Let's go. swear, every time I hear this part, hey, Pastor, I be like this. Baby, I thought I was doing my thing. Get your crank on right now. Hey. I knew every part of the song. I thought I was the lead talking. We love you, sweet Shell. Hey, lock it all down, Elisa. Lock it down. Let's go. Rock it on down. Don't forget, y'all, this Sunday we'll be at the Surprise 1711. Alright? Each and every Wednesday we'll be at the Triples nightclub 1711, y'all. We're gonna see this number and roll down for us so we can see that again. There's always a person roll out with them. Then we get to Andrew Matthew. Hey, y'all know I gotta play this. We ain't nowhere near Christmas, but y'all know what I'm about to play. Also, before we get into the next segment, Sweet Share. Let's go, hey! DJ BlackBerri on the ones and twos. It is the Sweet Share Quickie Mix. Shout out to a pioneer, icon, precise and pleasure thing. Now she is a pastor. We're gonna get into that next. But we gotta get into this. I don't know why I like this. Ain't got nothing to do with the holidays, but you know I'm about to play. If you know, you know. Put your thumbs up, put your hands up, put the fire signs. I see Get ready. Yes. You better not Hey. Ain't got nothing to do, but it's hot outside, so you know what? This. It's the only version I listen to. I mean, I like the Jackson 5 version, but it's the only version I listen to. And also, you better get it, Cole Pastor. Get it, Cole Pastor. Get it, Cole Pastor. Get it, Cole Pastor. Cole Pastor. A Cole Pastor. Hey. And a whole strong yeah, Christmas in June because it's like 150,000 outside. So. DJ BlackBerri on the ones and twos. Sweet Share Quickie Mix has been brought to you by me, DJ BlackBerri. Journey of Womanhood. We have taken over the top 2, an icon, a legend in the go-go community. Sweet Share, aka Pastor Michelle Lyons. Hey, oh. Santa Claus is coming. Hey. Hey, Santa Claus is coming. Hey. Oh, that's 605 yeah. Like this song, you can play this song and then it got me Christmas. I used to wish my name was in here so she can give me a shout out. Alright, this has been DJ BlackBerri with the Sweet Share Quickie Mix, Journey of Womanhood. We're going to get back into it with the icon. We got to give her flowers. She is killing it. And the stories are so good. And we can learn from them. She's got testimony. I'm going to get to sit down with her and ask her some questions. Alright, E. Yeah. We're going to let them do it one more time right here. I had to play this. It had nothing to do with the Christmas, but
Hey, All right now. Hey, first of all, give yourself a round of applause, BlackBerri. I don't know if
Thank
you got no
you.
hand claps in there. If you do
I
that,
do have applause, but I'm good. I'm good.
okay, well, you need to do it. At some point tonight or before you go to bed, just push the play so you can applause for yourself because you were amazing. Thank you for doing this. You kind of jumped in. I threw you
Yes,
in the
she
mix,
was.
and you have been amazing. And I appreciate you once again, DJ BlackBerri, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before we even get to this interview, if people are looking to book you, DJ BlackBerri, if
Oh,
people want to hear what you're amazing, what you do in real life, give everybody your social media information, please.
okay. So it is.
Okay, okay, hold on. Before you stop, can you turn your mic down just a smidgen?
Oh,
Just a
okay. So you
smidge.
gotta talk to DJs. We like to be in the mix.
Yeah,
Pastor, right?
I
You know,
know.
yeah, man.
and start talking like this. Amen. My mic is too loud. Amen.
Yeah,
Amen. They
yeah.
start whispering. Amen. Amen. The Lord is
And now,
good. Is
and the
that
great,
better? Is that better, Deacon?
yes, that
Like
is.
Vegas. Is that better? Amen.
Yeah, yeah, she's funny too, y'all.
Okay.
So,
Oh, I love this.
Amen.
okay,
All
so please
right.
tell everybody where they can find you at, because they need to know where you at. They need to see what you do.
Okay, so it on Facebook because they get real petty. It's D Evans, but mostly Instagram. I'm really heavily on Instagram as DJ Blackberry. The spelling DJBlackBerri.
Hmm.
And you can DM me if you want. It's the same thing for my email is up there if you want to book me.
Hmm.
Have me come through, hang
Yeah,
out, open for some go-go bands, wink wink, nudge nudge, elbow elbow. But
yeah. How
that's
about it?
about it. That's about it.
How about it, man? Thank you so much for this. I really appreciate you. It's good to see that somebody was excited to do this. As I told Michelle that you were, like you were all in on this. This was amazing.
Yes.
So I guess we want to just jump in, but I would love to, as I told Michelle and I've been telling people, you are so amazing at so many things. So I would just love for you to engage with me in this interview or whatever.
Sure, sure,
And
sure.
and there's some female go-go questions that I probably could never ask. And luckily, you could just ask them for me.
Oh, well, thank you. Let me put on my communications hat.
All
Yes,
right.
All right.
because you do
First
have
of
a degree in it. You do have a degree in it.
yes, I have two.
All
Yeah.
I have
right
two.
now.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Two.
I do too. But
It's
go
okay.
ahead.
It's okay. It's okay.
No,
It's okay. People don't know.
yeah,
DJs do have degrees.com.
yeah.
First of all, God bless you. You
Oh,
are awesome. We talked before the show and we just kikied into the service with it. We just like I had talked to somebody I knew my whole life and she is a beautiful person inside and out. And I was listening to your story and do have a couple of questions. One of them is I'm a mother of two, and we talked about this about having a kid, and there's so many things you go through mentally, physically, emotionally, and your decision to start another band with a baby, and I actually just go right into there because there's stress. Like you said, there are days you don't have babysitters.
mm-hmm.
You just got to figure it out. What really, as a mother, did you talk to anybody? Did you like pray on it? What made you say, hey, okay, this pleasure thing, it kind of was wonky, but I feel like I'm not done. I want to venture out and I want to start my own band. But now I have this baby because part of that decision for the salt and pepper thing, we talked about that. It was being pregnant, and being pregnant in the music industry is tough. It's tough for women in general. You get old, you get a baby, they think you're done. But
That's right.
what made you decide to do that under the circumstances you in? What made you want to just go ahead and I'm gonna do this? I'm gonna do this.
My push was the culture. I just love the circuit. I love the music. I love the go-go music. I love music in general. And I just had to make it work. My son was going with me to rehearsals. He was going with me to rehearsals. He ended up learning how to play the drums, and Precise, our drummer chick, Fat, she taught him how to play drums and he's playing the
She's
drums.
on here right now too. So shout
Yeah,
out to LaShawn. She is
yeah.
on here. We
She
love
is.
you, Sean.
I love you, Sean. And he still plays to this day, it was a juggle. And not to mention I had all these babies that I not physical babies, but my Precise was a baby, my son was a baby, and then trying to live life and trying to do what I needed to do for him. It wasn't easy at all. But I had a village. A lot of the girls in the band, they used to help babysit when I had other stuff going on. And again, Miss Marguerite, she helped me a whole lot, a whole lot. I mean, I owe her everything. She helped me a whole lot. So it was just a village that was around me. That really helped me through the motherhood piece and being able to still spend time with my son, even though I was managing, I was, rapping, we was, chaos. Our Congo player, we used to be on the phone, just kind of strategizing music all the time, and just trying to, manage all that was a lot. But a lot of times it's hard, but your passion is your push, and that's what pushed me was my passion for the music.
Yeah, yeah. It'll suck you in if it's really in your heart. You will find a way, and ways will be made, and people they will you will surround when you have a village and anything. It
Yes.
helps. This is question is more of where you are now. Like, what would you tell Sweet Shell if you can talk to her? If you had
Pass,
something to say to her,
Pastor
uh,
Rhymes talking to Sweet Shell. I love it.
yes, what would you say to her right? Well, it doesn't. I mean, in that moment of go being in the culture, being a lead talking, like, what would you say to her now? What advice would you give to her now?
Well, let's go back. In '97, my grandmother passed, and when she passed, that hurt me to my core. And I was so broken. I was so broken during that time, and we were still playing, and we were doing our thing, East Side, Safari Club, and every week rehearsing. And when I lost her, it was very hard for me to really manage. I lost my focus. I was really just standing on broken pieces, to be honest with you. And to be totally transparent, I became somebody that I didn't recognize anymore. I
Mhm.
became promiscuous. I was out there. I was doing what I wanted to do, and smoking, drinking. I was drinking anyway before that, but I was doing more of it. I'm sorry, I had to make myself laugh on that. But doing I was doing me, and I was just out there. I was really out there to the point that I did not recognize me. You know what I'm saying? And when it got to a place that I didn't recognize me, I had to make a decision. You know, and the decision and precise. We had a nice long run. Before we go into that, can I play this video, precise? You mind?
Please go ahead,
Please,
run
because
with it. Come
people
on.
were asking for videos anyway. They was like, where can I see these videos?
So this is a video of precise. We was at Wilmer's Park, and I just want to talk about this kind of feature that for a minute before I
I
go
was
into
there. I was there too. Let
was
it be
there.
known. I was there.
And actually, that picture of me on the speaker. That
Yes.
picture was me on the speaker. We used to just get on the speaker. We was doing some wild stuff back then. I hate man. Listen, I had the energy to do it and all that. We had a good time, and I had a. Let me just for the record, I had a wonderful, wonderful time with Pleasure Band, and I had a even more wonderful time with Precise. They were two different bands, but I learned a lot from all of them ladies, and I love all of them ladies like sisters, both bands.
Mhm.
But this is Precise at Wilmer's Park.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you know what? Okay, hold on.
Yo, I was doing the show. Yes. Shout out to the hairstyles and the outfits that just came back. The outfits and the hairstyles, all of that is back now. I was sitting here like, oh my god,
Everything's back, everything back. It's just
I should have kept my underoos. I'm just saying.
Man, I saw SWV. I saw Escape.
I saw Total. Did you see Total? She had the haircut. I was waiting for the little Total.
Man,
and
I love
the other thing I noticed, it was all dudes. All dudes. Like y'all were cranking. Like cranking.
I was there. I was actually sitting down behind the Congo player. I was actually at that show. I can remember it. I vividly remember because it was a pause in between y'all show because something happened with the speakers or the sound or whatever. And I can remember I was like literally sitting there. I watched the whole thing. I was still trying to get in the go-go game at the time. And, you know, I had my eyes on Keisha back then.
Oh, my God. He got his eye on everybody.
No. Hold on. BlackBerri, let me tell you this. I had the biggest crush infatuation with the Congo player. I literally tried for 5. Me and her are homies now. Michelle can tell you this. I was literally claiming this girl when I was young. So shout out to Chaos, man.
So what seeing that video, what kind of nostalgia did you have? Just seeing it was the energy, first of all, fighting over a microphone. I was like, give her microphone. But the energy, the routine, the outfits, what did that do for you? Just seeing that and being in that moment.
I really thank God for that moment and all those moments before now. I truly believe those times molded me to who I am now. I had a ball back then, you know, I really did, and I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to be able to be a part, to be able to perform, to be able to connect with all the girls and connect with the crowd. But for me, how I felt to look at it, it just took me back to how good it was just to be there.
I saw you grooving. She almost picked up a mic. I saw she was like, "Hold up, I know this part. I'm about to." So,
okay, my question. Hold on, let me ask you this question, BlackBerri. So when you see those clips, does it make you want to go back and play, or does it make you wish you could do another? Like, do you ever think, man, I might want to do that again, or I miss it? Because I have those issues sometimes when I see old videos as well. Does it make you want to do it again? Does it make you want to create?
It actually does. I mean, you know, one thing about go-go and the culture, it never leaves you. I don't care what journey you go through afterwards, you know, it never leaves you. I love it. And yes, you know, I remember a couple of years ago, I had got a call. They was going to do I guess a tribute to Chuck Brown, and they had asked me to do something, a cameo with Belladonna, and I was more than happy and even honored just to be asked to do that for a legend as Chuck Brown, and I was pastoring at the time, and you know, and I was going to do it. It ended up falling through because of the venue, but you know. Once you that go-go thing, it is serious. And once it's in, once you really experience the energy, the drive, it doesn't leave you. Even if you go another journey, it doesn't.
Okay. Oh, I'm tired. Let me ask you one question because it's a lead talker question. So, are there ever some nights when you at home on a Friday or Saturday night and you say, "Man, I just wish I had a gig to go play"? Does that ever happen to you?
It hasn't.
Don't lie.
In a while, but lately I can say yes. I do miss it. I get a lot of it out in a different, you know, at my church. They always say, "Oh, she doing Sweet Shell." You know, I get it out at our church a lot because my husband he had started this birthday song, and we do that a lot. So it's with go-go. So we play go-go at our church. So I get it out.
Right. Well, that's the segue I wanted to get into because and you're gonna laugh, but this is how I put it. You was a lead talker for go-go, but now you're a lead talker for God. You are a lead talker for God. Amen, Pastor. Amen. Amen.
That's
She is
exactly what she
talking
is.
for the Lord.
Absolutely.
You better lock it into your Bibles. You better lock it into the usher. Put that money in that plate. Lock it
Yes,
for the Lord.
yeah, she's
No, really. No, but really, it's
Oh, I love
when you look at what did you take from, or what did you bring with you? Not take. What did you bring with you from going from a lead talker, a manager? I'm managing your go-go band. I'm working with all these women, dealing with, because it's almost parallel. I
it
mean,
is.
there is gospel go-go because I didn't heard it.
I
Chuck
know.
has a gospel go-go song, but what did you take from that? Because there are certain things you can read. You can read your pulpit. You can read your congregation. You know what to say and what to do. You already got that feel. So when you, and I won't say transition, when you put that hat down, when you put the mic down for go-go and you picked up the mic for the Lord, what what similarities do you see? You just brought up that did you turn into Pastor Sweet Shell, but what what
Yeah.
caused you to go in that direction? And did being in those bands, kind of guide you that way? And was it easy for you to go from being a lead talker to a pastor?
So when I had stopped being in the band, and precise, we had broke up. It was I actually left the band. I decided to just give my life to Christ. I was still in church when we were still playing for a long time, and you know, I'm saying when my grandmother died, I was really broken and going through. I just became a person I didn't recognize, and I was really sick of me, to be honest with you. Someone asked me, "Did you leave Go Go because you didn't like Go Go?" No, I love Go Go. I still love Go Go. I didn't like me, and
Mhm.
I didn't like the person I become, not because of Go Go, but because I was broken. So let's just get that straightened out. I was broken, so I had to put myself in a place where I wasn't at the clubs. I wasn't in the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? In that whole environment, I wasn't strong enough to change and still do it. I just wasn't strong enough to do both. So I had
Mhm.
to make a decision for me. I had a son to raise, and I had to make a decision for me. Yes, it was hard because again, I love the culture. I love the interaction, and what I brought to and as I started church and you couldn't have told me I was gonna be nobody's co-pastor or whatever, but I wouldn't believe you. But what I brought to the ministry is and still is relationship. Go taught me how to relate to a crowd. And
Mhm.
I can do the same thing in preaching, even though I'm delivering a word to make, to heal people. The word is healing people and making people feel better. That's the same thing I did when I was on the stage, with Go Go. We said things to make the people feel better. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I thank God for the opportunity because now I can talk to a younger girl or a person my age that's going through certain things, and I can say, "Girl, I've been there, done that. Oh, girl, I struggled with this." And because it's one thing to hear a preacher say, "Yeah, man, God delivered me from weed and God delivered me from alcohol." That's good to hear that, but people want to know how
How
did
you
you
how you got there? I don't want to know
Right.
your accomplishment. I want to know the trials and the tribulations.
exactly, how did you get it? Because I'm still struggling with that thing at night. How did you stop being promiscuous? How did you get yourself together? And I can talk, and I'm very transparent about that. And that's what I can. That's what I feel like I can bring back from what I learned in this. Just as an entertainer.
So when you first started being a pastor,
Mhm.
how often did people come to you and be like, "Hold on, are you Sweet Shell? Did that
Wasn't you
happen
just
something
on a
happen?"
speaker like 3 months
Mhm.
ago?
It was a lot because I think Sean said it. My voice preaching sound the same as rapping. It's the same voice. It didn't change. And some people say, I know I heard that voice before, that type of thing. And people seem more relaxed when they see that connection because they one thing I'm not, like, you know, unrelatable. I'm very down to earth. I like to laugh. I like to have fun. And people have a misconception Some people have a misconception about being saved. It's not about being bored. You can't do nothing. It's just a different mindset and a different way of living. But you can still have fun. You can still, and I have an awesome time. I still play around. I still be joning. I do all that stuff. That don't take anything away from what God has placed in me.
Right. So what is it like doing this with your husband now? Because this is a partnership, you're a co-pastor. What has this been like doing it with a partnership with your partner? Because I know that must be a different thing. Could you please, explain what has been the most fulfilling thing about that, and how has that been for you?
My husband is so real. I mean, we just really compliment each other. We really do. I mean, I think he listens to Go-Go more than I do, honestly.
Hmm.
But we just kind of bounce off each other a lot. He was, he encourages me. He really encourages me a lot. It and this is the only he's really the only reason why I'm a co-pastor, because if I wouldn't have jumped into this. I just would have just been a
Mm.
minister preaching.
So it was his idea to
No,
put you on
well, he
board?
was he was called to it. He was called the pastor, and he took the call. He accepted the call, and of course, we was married. So I went with him. But I mean, it's great working with him. But one thing we have learned, because we've been married now, going on 17 years, and one thing we've learned is to how to separate our relationship from the church. So
Mm.
every time we together, we're not just talking about the church, because he's still a man, I'm still a woman, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So we still have a life outside of the church. And I like the way that we manage, be able to balance both.
Now,
Mm.
I'm glad we got insight on that so people don't know, because like you said, you need to know the journey before you get to where you are. It's always nice to know that you got there, but it's about how you got there and how you're still able to incorporate what you learn, because most people shun their past and not realizing that can help them with their decisions and moving forward in their future. So let's fast forward to now. There's still, I know we talked on the phone about Camise and her band, but technically there's still only one like female go-go band. It's like, what is going on? We had this discussion, like we had a whole powwow. We was over there like color purple, rocking each other, and virtually on the phone. But what what is going on? We have all these amazing women, and um, what needs to be done to have more than just one man? Like, what can be
Well,
done? It's because, like we talked about, it's very male driven. This is still a very male driven industry, culture. And usually, like the songs, I was telling a story when I was mixing the first time. I wanted you to hear the women: Pam,
yes.
Yonley, KK, Miss Kim, Miss Lady. There's so many, and but they're in another band, and we talked about that and what we need to do. And I know I'm putting you on the spot, but I wanted, we talked about you not just a testimony, but giving a little insight on what can be done about that. And
Well,
I want your listeners to know
I think because we have some, I mean, amazing women that are in go-go right now. You have Miss Kim, you have Camise, you have
Lori,
Donna, you have
SOS.
Lori. Yep.
Lori, um, you have all these wonderful women, and I would like to see them come together and do something together. Because I think a lot of times us as women do not see the power in unity, to see the
Yeah.
power in coming together. And it's not a competition because we all been doing it forever. So, but I just feel like if women, and this is not saying anything about any of the women I called, but and then you have the Michelle Blackwells, but if women would just come together and just for that cause, that's a force to be reckoned with in itself. I would love to see that, and I believe that when the Lord put in my spirit to do the women behind the music,
Yeah.
he's really dealing with me like really diligently about the women in go-go now and how we can really push other girls, because there's a lot of girls out here that play
Yeah.
drums. You got a lot of girls that play
Yeah.
congas, other girls that can sing, other girls that can lead rap. And I agree with you. There should be a lot more other girl bands outside of, we have Belladonna and they're wonderful. And then you have Kamisi's band and their all girl band as well. But
Inspired soul.
Inspire Soul, yeah. And I just think that we should see as many girl bands as we see boy bands, because now it's different than when I started. When I
Yeah.
started, we was like the first all girl band. People never seen that outside of videos with Climax. But now, man, girls and they gone to school. They learn how to play congos. They kill
Yeah.
it, and they killing the game. And I would like to see the young ladies that are really talented in these certain areas to come forth and to put a band together. I would love to see that.
Mhm.
Um, with your former bandmates, have you do you I saw LaShawn on here, but LaShawn, do you have you kept in touch? Have you reconciled? Have you talked to the ladies from Precise and Pleasure as far as communication and kikiing and
Yeah.
watching the videos of y'all back in the day with the side swoops and your fades and, and your braids?
So we always been really close. I know when Miss Marguerite passed away, for me, that was really like an aha moment for me. And it just kind of showed me and kind of took me back to the sisterhoods that I was missing.
Yeah.
So I reached out. We saw each other at the funeral and stuff, and we've been thick as thieves ever since. And we like just picked up. I still talk to Sean. I talk to Keisha almost every day. I talked to Alley Cat from she plays for Trouble Funk now, but she used to play for Pleasure. I talked to Claudia, and me and Boogie talk on social media, all that. So I think my love for these women never gonna change. I love these girls. And a lot of times when you really think about your own circles, the people that you're really close to, the people that you really know you could call on, you might not talk to them every day,
Yeah.
but
Right.
when y'all do talk, boom, it's like pressing pause, pressing the pause button and letting the tape play. So yeah, we still talk, we still communicate. They're in different bands now. Of course, Chaos, she's with SOS, she's working with Lori. And Lori is a wonderful rapper. She's
Hey,
the
Lori. Hey, Keisha.
Hey y'all, we see y'all in there representing
Hi, Keisha.
she
Hi, Keisha.
she's a lead
Bootsy.
rapper for SOS. We got Camise, and she also works with Camise as well. And I'm telling these young ladies, they just doing the thing. I would like to see the women that are out front now to unite to push the other girls that haven't come yet, because I think that it'll be power in that. This thing is ever evolving. People get old; they don't do it as much as they used to. You know what I'm saying? But you got other people that come through. Except me. I'm not. I'm like 35 now.
I
You
know
better
that's right.
tell her.
I'm 20.
You
I'm
better tell her,
20.
Shell. You better tell her.
20. So
Shell. Shell.
so
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
um so I think for me the perspective came when Maestro from Maestro and the Hip Huckers passed. I was like, okay, now all is, God bless that you're getting your flowers now where you can see them. I think for me, when that happened, it was like, okay, so what's going to happen now? Something's got to do it. Can you speak? Did had you ever, I don't know, performed or spoke to Maisha? Did you have a relationship? And just speak on what her influence was or is, or her legacy for women in go-go and go-go culture in general.
Maisha was amazing. Me and her never formally met. But just watching her career and watching how she flowed and what she did, I thought was amazing. And the go-go circuit had really she impacted, and we had a great loss when we lost her, as well as Tam.
Yeah.
Tam used to be a lead rapper for Pleasure. after I left, she was a lead rapper, and she passed away. Tam was bomb. I mean, I love Tam.
Amazing.
I mean, she actually, you played that Christmas song, but that wasn't me. That was Tam. That was Tam actually rapping that song. And
Mm,
Tam is amazing. She was amazing.
she
So
was.
you have these people, these women that have gone, to be with the Lord, and we're still here. What are we going to do different?
Yeah.
To make their legacy continue to stand. And I think it's very important for us to do that, for us to continue to push it, especially as women. Women, we already the go-go is a male dominated,
Yeah.
genre. And if we can just come together, do a concert, come together, do a project, something like that, I think it will really impact the ones that are coming up behind us. Because this is the thing, it's always somebody else coming up behind you. So
Right.
regardless on where you are or what you're doing or how great you are, guess what? There's always one coming up behind you that will be next. So it's always ever evolving. So why not the ones that are out here now that are that has an impact? Why don't we pull the other ones up?
We were talking about that. Sometimes it's not about you being the story. It's about you being a part of someone else's story.
Exactly.
It's about helping that next group of whatever you're in. And speaking as a female DJ, just in general, it's hard. Just you gotta get your, as I like to say, you gotta get your stiletto in the door. When they try to close the door, you put that heel like, oh no, sir, you gonna open the door. You better leave that door open. But I overall, I think your journey and your story, because I don't think a lot of people knew. The people, well, what happened to this, and speculation. But I think a lot of people learned a lot, especially women. I know I learned a lot, and knowing that it is okay, like you said, to separate the two. You're a pastor, but that's still in your blood. And I don't
Mhm.
know, you didn't really kind of answer Boosie's question,
What was the question?
but
What was the question, Bootsy?
you kind of was like, sometimes I think about it. Would you ever? Like if you got a call, like we talk. Look, I'm about to put you on the spot,
It's okay.
Pastor. If we got a call right now and we was like, we about to put this women concert together, and I'm gonna need for you to go ahead and just would you do it? Would you?
I would definitely do it.
Do y'all hear that? Okay, y'all heard that? Okay, y'all need emails,
Well,
DMs.
newsflash, we were this close from making that happen for the 4th of July. A scheduling
Oh,
conflict stopped it. A
Mhm,
small scheduling conflict.
mhm.
But I do think this, just piggybacking off what BlackBerri is saying, I think there is a market out here for you guys. I think there's a demand. I think there's an audience that would really be excited and open to receiving you guys. I'm not putting anything out there. I don't want to put no pressure on you because I'm your brother now, and I don't want to be that
I'm
little
putting pressure.
brother.
I'm the little sister. I'm putting pressure. It needs to be done. We had a conversation when I was at Walmart today, and we didn't already talk. We talked about how yes, you come to see the male lead talkers, but these females will bring in some quiche. Little
Yeah.
pockets, and we're entertaining, and we're sexy, and we're cute, and we're
Right.
smart, and some of us, we might be cute, but like Miss Kim say, she got that song. She be like, knock knock, who is it? I didn't seen some of them throw hands. So I think that it needs to be done. I think we need to do something for us to show that yes, it's male driven, but we're not just up here to sing the duets and the
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
lullabies.
And the other thing I think is that I think it would take people back. I think people would like to relive their
Yes,
childhood through what you guys did. I think
yes,
people want to have that nostalgia, that reliving it. I think there's such a connection with what you guys did and what you guys accomplished. So I
Yeah.
guess that would lead me to my next question would be, what do you think your legacy is? As we wrap this up, we cut to this end. We've literally been on here 2 hours.
Ooh.
And people have been on here the whole time.
yes, they have.
They have literally been on here the whole time. What do you think your legacy is?
Um, I think my legacy is that's a good question. And I say it's a good question because I didn't even see myself as a legend. Like I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I had to like remind her at this dinner
Well,
we had.
look, I know I kept saying I was like legend. I have you look now. It's coming into me. You got to write a book, and the title is "From the Pocket to the Pulpit." Boom,
Ooh,
boom.
Hey, I
From
told
the
you.
pocket to the pulpit.
I
I love
told you this
that.
girl was incredible. I told you this girl was incredible. But go ahead though.
Go
Your
ahead, write
legacy
that. It's
is
and look what's happening. It's already there. From the pocket to the pulpit.
Yeah, I'm
mm,
feeling that. I'm feeling
where,
that like I'm
where
feeling
the
that a
money
lot.
is at.
From
Okay, but your
culture to
legacy.
Christ.
Come on
Okay.
now, girl. I told you, yeah, I was gonna steal it from you, didn't I? Tell you?
No, but I told you y'all was gonna be best friends.
Yeah,
But
she's
going
sweetheart.
going back to my question, because
Okay.
I know we got a wrap up. So, what do you think your legacy is?
Um, what I would hope that my legacy is to be a trendsetter.
Hmm.
Don't for women to never second guess themselves, even if you're in territory that you're not used to, or territory that uncharted territory is what I'm trying to say.
Hmm.
Um, but to just go for it. If God brought you to it, He's gonna bring you through it. Just go
Right.
for it. Don't You're gonna have some distractions on the way. You're gonna have valleys. You're gonna have mountaintops. But don't allow any of those things to stop. What you want to do, what you want your dreams to be, aspirations. I'm telling you, I thank God for my opportunity in Pleasure Van and Precise. I truly do. And my contribution to the go-go genre. I thank God because it could have very well not been me. It could have been someone
Right.
else. And I'm
Mhm.
grateful that I was chosen to do that. And I just want, to like all the lead rappers, all women, look, we at a place now, the women at a place now that you can't even have a show. Promoters won't even book a show unless a woman is on the front line with the
Who
guy.
run the world? Who run the world?
Yeah, so that lets us know how powerful we as women are, and if we can just unite and think with one mind, and just do and just put all the other stuff aside and just see, because what the enemy does, and I'm gonna go ahead and go church now, because what the enemy does, he likes to separate women, and a lot of times we look at one woman and be like, I don't like her, she thinks she's cute, whatever, whatever. But what's really happening is it's something in her that's gonna help you, and it's
Yeah.
in you that's going to help her. And then what happens is the enemy blind us, and we start throwing shade and doing all this. But if we can really just come together and unify, it'll be a force to be reckoned.
Yeah, it's not envy. It's not envy that you don't like her. It's the fear of what that person can bring out of you. Envy is nothing but fear of you being a better person.
That's
And
right.
sometimes you need that. I would just like to say that what I got from this, and I hope people did that. You didn't. Sometimes we're put in perspective. You have kids. You need to stop. You need to settle down. You need to go make grits and fried chicken and be at home with the baby. I'm hungry. That's why I said that. And and have babies and take care of that. And what you show even back then, because that's taboo. Back then that was taboo. Oh, she got pregnant. Okay, she out the game. Oh no, I'm not. To show that we can do both. But also because it's always a trend of being a strong black woman.
Yeah.
And sometimes that gets tired. It's okay to be vulnerable and to hear that you're transparent. It's okay to cry. It's okay to say I'm tired and I need help, because being strong all the time is what's going to cause you to break. And for you to talk about that, about your experiences, and when you hit the bottom and how it felt and how you brought yourself, that's very important as well. And I appreciate, especially appreciate that, because we need to be more transparent about that. And to know that a lot of these women who are singing in these bands, their moms, their wives, their girlfriends, some of them might be side chicks, but we don't know that. It's just that you gotta it's about what you can do and how it makes you stronger. So I appreciate you being there, and that's going to be in your book, From the Pocket to the Pulpit. If y'all don't know, it's going to be #1 bestseller on New York Times. I'm calling it right
Claim it.
now.
Claim it.
Claim it. She gonna be
Claim it.
moving. She gonna be moving the other Jake's lady out the way. She gonna have a gospel go-go band. She gonna come out and she gonna walk back and forth and talk about her experiences from being from the pocket to the pulpit and how she brought them together to bring everybody together. I'm gonna drop the mic.
Okay. Well, look here. Before we go, I want to before we wrap this up, I just want to say once again, thank you, Michelle, for letting me and BlackBerri invade this Womanhood of Jersey podcast series. This is the
Ain't no
conclusion of this
Jersey.
first series.
It's Journey.
I said Journey. Oh, yeah, you know what I mean.
He getting distracted because Keisha up there saying hi. He didn't lost it. Look, he's gone. He's not even
Yeah,
reading right. You didn't mess him up. Don't comment no more. You're messing up the man. He can't read now.
you're right. Hey, thank you so much for allowing us to invade this. And I just want to say this before we go. Me and Michelle, we got some things working with that. We are working on it. We're working. There is a documentary that has already begin taking place. We're really excited about that,
Yes.
and also excited about that. Even though this concludes the first season, you will be bringing this back. At
Oh
what
yeah.
point would you think you'll be bringing this back?
So this concludes the first season of Journey of Womanhood. The new season begins in September, but all through the summer I'll be playing you just previously recorded stuff. Yeah.
And she's gonna be writing her book from the pocket to the
And I'm gonna be
pulpit.
writing my book because the girl
Yes,
even
yes, yes,
yes.
she's claiming. Yes, because she's claiming this. Well, look here. Before we go, let me say this. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
I don't have to say this to you, but let me just say this. I love you. I appreciate you. I honor you. This 25 something year relationship has been amazing. It has been amazing to reconnect with
Yes.
you, but it's also been amazing to see what you're doing, who
Yes.
you're inspiring, who you're moving, who you're motivating. And even with this whole podcast thing, it's just been amazing. I am so proud of the woman that you have become. I'm
Oh,
so proud that you're still out here serving, you're still out here giving. And this has been amazing, man. And the
yes.
future is bright.
Yes.
And I got a feeling that you're gonna be on the stage again soon.
Me
I
too.
don't know why.
Me too.
Oh,
Me
yeah,
too. Me
I
too.
just got a feeling.
So
I
I
just got a
don't know if you
feeling.
want to put that out there, the church that you were at, because you might
Okay.
have some new some, they might want to hear Pastor Sweet Shell when she
Oh yeah.
start getting into it, and the organ be playing, and then the little Congo come in. But
Oh
do you?
yeah.
Right.
So we're called the City of David Ministries. We are in Forestville, Maryland, right behind the Roses and the Foreman Mills off of Forestville Road.
Mhm.
We right off of Parsons Drive. You can um we call ourselves the No Judgment Zone. And
Mhm.
we just real chill. We actually have a young church. I'm excited about it. We're a small, intimate church, but we doing our thing. So
And you're
I
growing.
want people
Also,
to come visit.
I will come visit, but let me give a supreme shout out. Let me personally, Sally and Bootsy, go give a supreme shout out to Pastor Roosevelt Sham Limes
Oh,
for allowing me to call your wife at all in middle of the day, having these long conversations. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for allowing me to be the little brother, as well. And just thank you because I love what you guys are doing. You're
yeah.
motivating me as well as Michelle. This is great. And I want to thank you too, Pastor Roosevelt Limes. Really, thank you, my brother, for
You stay on
allowing me
her
to
about that book. Stay on her about that book.
He
be
will.
sharing about that book. But also, thank you for allowing me to invade y'all because I just implemented myself in y'all lives now, like literally. I've like forced myself. Thank you so much for being so confident and loving and open arms as well for
Thank you.
allowing me to have this, man. So this will conclude the first season of the Journey of Womanhood podcast, the season finale, hosted by your boy Bootsy Vegas, and DJ'd and facilitated by the beautiful, illustrious DJ BlackBerri.
Yes, you are awesome, girl.
Thank
Yes,
you. Thank you.
yes,
Thank
man.
you.
Awesome. You are just
Yes,
awesome. I'm gonna be called. Yeah, well, we're gonna be talking now.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Also,
already.
also, let me thank Crystal, the girl that you guys do not see
Oh
behind
yes,
there's a
Crystal.
person, there's a person behind the curtain that you guys ain't seeing. Crystal, thank you. You have been
that's
amazing.
amazing.
Michelle, be
Yes,
clear. I don't know what you and BlackBerri got, but if you need me at any time for any one of these podcasts, for any one of these conversations,
yes,
you already know to call me. Well, I talk to you once a day anyway, so you
yes.
already know where
You
to
do.
find me.
Yes, we already.
Uh, and I'm sure the sentiment is the same thing with DJ BlackBerri. Do you have any final words before we conclude this
Yeah, do you have words of
amazing?
encouragement or final
Yeah.
words to end your season, your successful season?
Yes.
So, words of encouragement. I just want to, just encourage everyone to just go for your dreams, embrace who you are. Don't change for nobody but yourself. And just continue to let your light shine. Um, and just embrace. The main thing is embrace who you are. That was one of the things in my journey that I really had to conquer, embracing who I was, believing in myself. So if you all can do that, I'm telling you, sky's the limit.
Well, I'm gonna let you do the outro because I don't know exactly what the outro
I
is.
got it.
I'm gonna let you take the lead on that one. But once again,
She
thank
is the
you.
lead talker. She got two lead talkers. I can't believe he is actually letting another lead talker talk.
Yeah, and I
But
love her. Yeah, but this is my hero though. This is like my real life. Like people don't believe me when I say this, but I looked up to her. She was one of the reasons why I wanted to be a lead talker. This relationship that we have is on some real
Yeah.
brother and sister stuff. It's spiritual. It is loving. It is
Yes.
really so many things. Thank you again for letting me and
thank
BlackBerry
you.
invade your podcast.
Thank you so
We
much.
love you.
Doing this
Until the
thing.
next time,
I
be
love
clear.
y'all.
Be
Love
clear.
you too.
Hold on. Before we go, every Tuesday she will be playing replays, and in September she will start the new season 2 of the Journey of Women podcast. Please stay in touch. Please link up. Y'all know our social media information.
Go to her
Until then,
church. Go to the
go to our
church.
church. Yes, man. May God keep you. We love you, Michelle.
We love
We love
you.
you.
We love you. Thank you.
Like, good. Thank you. I love y'all.
The weather